7 says, in lines 79 to 94, the author insists that the children's fears should not be laughed at or treated unsympathetically because what? So looking at those lines, it says, it seems fantastic and ridiculous enough to older people, but the horror of the dark and of the unknown that some children have is not a thing to be laughed at, nor should it be unsympathetically combated. One must remember that experience has not taught a child skepticism. He thinks that anything in the world may happen, and all the monsters of nursery tales, goblins, witches, evil fairies, dragons, which a child in daylight will know to be imaginary, begin as the dusk draws on to become appalling possibilities. So what the author is saying is children don't know that everything that they're reading about in books is not necessarily real. So when they're in the daytime, everything is around, they can see everything around them, so they know what's real and what's not. But at nighttime, when you're looking at something that you can't really make out, their minds are wandering to the books and the stories that they know, and they're thinking that it's something scary or frightening. And what the author is saying is that we can't not take children's fears of the dark seriously. So if we look at the answer choices, A says monsters may in fact emerge after dark. So he's not saying that monsters are real, he's saying that we should take children's fears seriously, but he's not saying that monsters are real. So A is out. B says a lack of sympathy ignores a legitimate fear that may later become something complex. So that is something that really coincides with what was said in the sentences that we just read, because it's saying that by ignoring a really legitimate fear, it's going to exacerbate and get into something that's really, really a lot worse. So we're keeping B in. C says children lack experience and cannot fight the monsters off without adult assistance. So once again, we know that the author is not saying that monsters are real, so C is out. D says all adults were once children themselves. So yes, this is true, but it doesn't answer this question. It's not answering the specific thing that this question asked. And E says the author himself is superstitious. So that has nothing to do with what was said in those lines, so E is out, and our correct answer is B.